Welcome to the Light Tackle Angler Fishing Report. I'm Captain John Fulweiler. This is Captain David King.
How you doing, John?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good.
Good. What do you think about all this hot weather?
Man, 93 today.
Right.
93 degrees on the first week of October. That's a lot of heat.
That's a lot of heat.
It's going to be hot all the way to Christmas.
It's pretty neat. I'm going to start in Fort Pierce.
Okay, let's do Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce inshore, the mullet run is really thick. Right behind us there's schools and schools of mullet, all kinds of bait actually. The fishing has been really good. The trout fishing is exceptional. You fish, they're actually a little bit deeper, 4 to 5 feet, because we have a really high tide. I don't know why. I think the moon is as close as it ever gets to the earth or something, but it's about a foot and a half, 2 feet higher. I wouldn't recommend waiting right now because there's been a lot of bull sharks in the river eating on all these mullets. So I guess you can still go out, but you're taking a little bit of a chance because all
Risk
the bait.
factor.
Yes. Snook fishing has been really good, and red fishing. You can get up on those mangroves that you never could get up on because of the higher tides. So fish around the mangroves are good, especially if the mullet are hanging out there. How about offshore?
Offshore, we actually got to fish a little bit this weekend. We did some bottom fishing. Light north wind, light south current, which is really not the best for bottom fishing. We had some really nice mangroves up to about 6 pounds. They were running 3 to 5. We had one fish, the biggest fish, 6 pounds. We had some grouper, kingfish everywhere. The water is really clear, so we had to go down and start using fluorocarbon to get the fish to bite. As soon as you'd hook a mangrove in 75 feet, you could see them start glowing on the way up.
Wow,
it was
that's
really
cool.
clear. The diver said when you jump in the water, you can see the reef, even in 80 or 90 feet. So they said 100 foot of visibility, which is about as clear as we're ever going to get it here.
That's for sure.
Kingfish has been the mainstay. Some of the troll boats hit and miss on the dolphin. There's little waves of them starting to show up. There's one little weed line that came through Saturday, and there was quite a few fish on it. There was some fish into the 20-pound range, so that's good to see.
Yes.
Kingfish in 50 feet. The water's a little bit more murky in 50 feet, so they did better on the kingfish in there. The water wasn't quite as clear. Still no sailfish, a couple of cobia to the north off of Bethel Shoal. But the best thing has been the bottom fishing and the king fishing right now.
Cool. That clear water, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's clear as it gets, like Jupiter and Palm Beach water.
Exactly. Inshore down off of Stewart and Jupiter, the tarpon are still eating up all those mullet. They're in the inlets eating them. The mullet are just pouring on in. On the beaches, the mackerel and the tarpon are really good, but they're out just a little bit too far, so they're really hard to get. And I heard of a couple of pompano starting to show up, which is, it's 93. It's hard to believe that the pompano are here, but
it's the time of the season almost.
right. So, so that's about it down that way.
Offshore down there at Push Button Hill had some blackfin tuna on it Sunday. I heard the people talking on the radio about blackfin tuna. They were small, those 5 to 10 pound ones. I think that's the first wave that'll start coming. Start seeing some shrimp boats here shortly, you know, as the weather cools down a little bit. Kingfish was the mainstay down south again. South of Push Button Hill about, and they said in 120 to 150 feet, that same weed line, I think that was down towards Fort Pierce, caught a few dolphin in the 10 to 12 pound range. They were mainly trolling ballyhoos. I know live bait's been, you know, everywhere. There's greenies, hornbellies, sardines, cigar minnows, so you've got a choice of what kind of bait you want. But down south, the kingfish was the hot thing, kind of the same as off Fort Pierce. There was one boat on the safari on one of their trips. They caught a cobia. So there's still a couple of cobia lingering around, but best thing was the garbage can size triggerfish, sea bass, and mangrove snapper.
Excellent. Well, give your number out if they want to give a report.
Yeah, if you want to call in a report or stop by the subway on the South Beach in Fort Pierce, 772-979-6068. Stop by and drop off some pictures. We'll try to get them on the website. If not, call in, give us a report. We'll get your name on it. Scott Feldman was telling me he went down south by the Stewart Causeway, dropped in and caught a couple trout and a couple redfish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right on the very high tide today. He just stopped in and told me that. That's the newest report we got.
Oh yeah,
Just left.
I went sword fishing the beginning of the week too, and we got one little pup. We sat out there most of the night. We only had one bite, but it seems like a lot of fun. The
Was
first
it
time
50
I did
pounds
that.
or so, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So is that about it?
Yeah, visit the website.
Yep, lighttackleangler.com. Come and see us. A lot of new people on there giving their reports. So I guess that's about it. Thank you for joining us on the Lake Tackle Angling Fishing Report. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks.